Yeah, you can edit this out. So we're at the Health Freedom Expo in Chicago, 2013, and we just did a sample spray of the Placebo Enhancer. And what did you experience?
Tingles.
Tingles?
Yeah, I feel some tingles, and a little bit like somebody oiled my hip, one hip that's tight. Yeah. And it's just water?
No.
No.
We say it is. But,
so what is that sensation, Jim? What's happening in her body?
well, what's happening is increased circulation is what's going on. So as more blood flows in, more oxygen flows in, more healing flows in. So it's pretty typical that people will feel a tingling feeling or sometimes even an itching feeling. And typically within 20 minutes, this is in every cell of your body, no matter where you apply it. So probably in about 20-30 minutes, you'll have a really good idea of what this is doing for your back. For me, it took me 4 months of spraying this on my knees every month or every night to rebuild my knees. But it just took a few seconds. It was worth it. So sometimes it takes time to totally relieve the pain and stuff, but it's definitely done that. One of my favorite things that we didn't even expect here is I have a lot of clients who are elderly, and they were having to sell their house because they couldn't get upstairs to the bedroom or the bathroom.
Oh yeah, I live in Florida, and a flat house sells much faster than stairs.
Yeah. So we have all these people who are using the Placebo Enhancer now, and who were going to have to sell their house because they couldn't get upstairs to the bathroom or whatever. And within a week, most of them were just shooting up and down the stairs and really, really happy. So that's a really nice thing to see, that elderly people don't have to move out of their house, at the end of their life.
Is there any safeguards with this? Like, you have to wash the area really good? You have to make sure there's no pesticides around when you use it?
The skin should be clean wherever you apply this. So like, if a car mechanic comes in and they've got arthritis in their fingers and their hands are just black from grease, I say,
it's good for arthritis?
Get those, oh yeah.
There you go.
Whoa, that's a big one.
Yeah.
So I say get those hands clean, because whatever's on the skin is going to be carried through into the bloodstream. So it does need to be clean skin. The other thing is that this will, if you get it in your eyes, it'll burn. So after you apply this, just rinse your hands off with water for 5 seconds or so. It's all water soluble, so you don't have to use any soap or anything, but if you do rub your eyes, it does burn. So those are the two things: clean skin, it doesn't stain or anything, and rinse your hands off afterwards so that it doesn't get in your eyes.
Have you seen it used for arthritis, and how long does it typically take to maybe, say, shrink a knuckle that's knotty?
Well, remember Kathleen, how twisted all of her fingers were? They were like going all directions and stuff. Probably 2-3 months, and her fingers started to straighten out. But she was like 85 years old. But all of her fingers were going different directions, and within about 3 months, they were straightening out.
Because I know you can stop the pain, because mine used to be red and hurt, and then I've started on a clean diet, what I call a clean diet, and all the redness has gone away, but it still has the extra calcium deposit there.
Yeah. And you know that your body can't break down calcium without magnesium, right?
Yeah.
So what happens is we have all this calcium free floating in our body, and the calcium crystals a lot of times will sort of migrate to the muscles and tissues, and then people think they have fibromyalgia, when actually it's calcification. Those little calcium crystals are building up in there. And then a lot of people will say, oh, I have bone on my knees, or I have bone on my hips and stuff. And that's partially true, but what's the real truth is it's more likely to be calcium on calcium, because the calcium is looking for a place to bond, so the joints just sort of grow together. And it is kind of bone on bone, but you're crushing those nerves and everything. So a lot of times when people come to me, and let's say that they're over 50 years old, I'll just put them on straight magnesium for 3 or 4 months to break down that calcium.
Oh, how many milligrams?
It depends on what kind they're taking. Like this, your body will absorb 90% of this magnesium. But if you're taking a magnesium tablet, probably you're absorbing 2% of it. If you're taking a capsule, at best, you're absorbing maybe 12% of it. So that's been one of the big problems. 90% of all Americans are magnesium deficient, 90%. So we're all just calcifying. And with a lot of people, they say as they get older, they're losing their memory and stuff. What we see, a lot of it is calcification of the cranial plates. and those plates are sort of growing together, and they can't move, so you don't get the oxygen in there, and you don't get circulation in there. So once again, by supplying the body with magnesium, miracles happen. But this is way beyond just magnesium because of the frequencies we put in here. Did I tell you we put the frequencies of a cat's purring into here?
No, she was telling me that.
Yeah.
So, why did you pick that frequency?
Because it's been proven that the frequencies of a cat's purring is real healing, and that people just feel better when they have a cat like purring on their stomach or something. And they say a cat has 9 lives, but I don't know about that, you know. But I found the frequency range that a cat purrs in, and then within the range I found the 5 primary most cathartic frequencies. Plug those into another frequency machine, plug those into another frequency machine, and then cloned it into here. So this has the frequencies of the cat's purring in here.